DuckTalks is part of Res TV's network of podcasts. Check out res.tv for other great podcasts. Hey there, it's the week of Thursday, May the 3rd, and you're listening to episode 21 of DuckTalks. Pirate, can you believe it?
I can't. What can't I believe?
That Ducktales was actually on our TVs today.
Yeah, it was on the Disney Channel, and it was amazing. And it's May, which is amazing. I can't even believe it. This year is going by so fast. It's almost time for season 2, I believe.
We've got to be getting close to season 2. It's the year is flying by. I can't believe. I mean, when we started talking about doing this show, it was 2017.
Oh, that's so long ago, man.
We're almost halfway done with 2018.
That's crazy.
I just don't know where the time goes. But hey, this is Duck Talks, and thanks for listening. If you're new to the show, which is possible since DuckTales just premiered on the Disney Channel today. By the way, this is, I guess we should say this is Tuesday that we're recording. But since the show just came out, maybe you just found us, and we're just here to talk about DuckTales. A couple of guys that, and more sometimes, that enjoyed the original Disney afternoon, and we're excited to talk about the new show that first came out on Disney XD and has now moved to the Disney Channel. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Mitch, and my buddy joins me every week. What's your name there?
Pirate Steven. Ahoy there, matey. Yeah, that's me. I love doing this show. I mean, talking about DuckTales and our love for the Disney afternoon and all the great classic shows. It's amazing how popular, this podcast has been, and just the people that are like us that just love to hear people talk about DuckTales, and it's not just for kids. So be free to talk about it amongst adults, and you'll find out that a lot of other people love this show.
Yeah, I think it's funny. When I first, you and I had talked about doing a podcast, and I was talking with a friend of mine at work who is a semi-professional YouTuber. It is his second job, and he does a great job. And but we were talking about it, and I told him, I was like, no, I'm not really looking to do video right now, maybe one of these days, but I'd really like to do an audio podcast because I've always enjoyed audio podcasts. I listen to a ton of podcasts, and it's just something I've always wanted to do, and this is something I felt like I could be passionate enough about, and also that there's not a ton of shows already out there. And we were talking about it, and I was like, it seems like it might be, a very niche audience, and I don't know how many people would listen to it. And I've just been overwhelmed with the amount of people that are listening to the podcast and who are reaching out to us, and just the conversations that we are having with others. It's really cool. It's been a lot of fun. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's reached out, who's emailed us, talked to us on Twitter, posted a comment on our website at ducktalks.com. It's just been a really fun ride, and it's only going to get better with the show coming back. Yeah,
I feel like we've gained a lot of friends from doing this show, and I'm not crying. I promise I wouldn't cry. But yeah, everybody just join us in the conversation, and let's talk some ducks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Since it's possible we have a lot of new listeners this week who are checking us out for the first time, let's go ahead and run through a few ways you can find us. We have a website. It's ducktalks.com. It's a blog. Pirate Steven and I, we like to, keep you up to speed on the latest news of DuckTales. We've been on top of the hiatus. We've posted articles on theories. We've posted articles that turned out to be true. And we've talked about everything that we could with the hiatus. And, I think the site's just going to get better with the show coming back. We've had a lot of things we've talked about doing. And, as we move forward, I think it's going to be a great place for people who want to be part of a DuckTales community to kind of plug in and to stay up to speed with what's going on.
Yeah, and we're really fast too, especially with the blog. Like, as soon as we hear about something, we usually just text him back and forth, me and Mitch, and we'll, who wants to do the blog? Who wants to do the blog? And the blog entry will be out there, and then 15, 30 minutes later, you'll see other sites post about it. So I'm pretty proud of that fact that we're right on everything DuckTales, especially merchandise too. If you want to find out when the latest Disney Afternoon or DuckTales merchandise is, definitely follow us on our Twitter at DuckTalks, and also the blog, so you'll be able to see and not miss out on anything. Because me and Mitch are buying it all, so definitely you're gonna wanna, if you don't want to miss out, follow us on that so you can keep up with the Duck merch.
Yeah, we're excited about the Duck merch. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment because someone emailed us asking about Duck merch. They have, if you go back and look at our past 20 episodes, you'll find a lot of discussion about Duck merch because we're excited about all the new stuff that's coming out, and we've got to be getting close to finally getting a lot of that stuff as well. Another place that you can find us, we're part of Res TV. It's it's an affiliation that we have with a group of podcasters, and so we share a Discord with Res TV, and you can find our channel on the Res TV Discord. Now we include a link to that Discord on the show notes of every episode. You can also find it. We're constantly sharing it on Twitter, and I'll put it into any blog post that kind of connects to that kind of conversation. You'll find it there as well. So that's where we chat. We chat with other DuckTales fans, and I plan on, and I was there tonight, and no one joined me. I was alone, but I plan on chatting on our Discord chat or our Discord channel during the new episodes. So, or at least right after, if I don't know that while Spirit of Celine's going on that I'll be able to be chatting, but I definitely will be there once the episode's over. That's one way that I plan on using that for us to communicate. So check that out, and I think that's about it, right?
Oh, we also like to receive emails. So if you want to have your emails read on our show or offline, and you want us to answer any questions you might have, we will be more than happy to do so. You want to tell them how they can get in touch with us? Yeah,
so you can send those emails to DuckTalksPod, that's Pod, at gmail.com. And I get those, I share them, we talk about them. Sometimes we read them on the show. Unless you tell us not to, there's a good chance we'll read it on the show. Because we like this communication. That's one thing about our show that we've always said. We want the conversation to continue beyond the podcast. So that's why there's so many ways to reach us. So speaking of those emails, we've got some news to talk about, but before we do that, let's dive into an email. Now, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, but we had an email from Elon, and Elon was thankful that we read their email, and so we got another email, but it's so perfect with it being the beginning of May and Duck merch. So let me read that for you. We know that Fat Mojo will be coming out with a DuckTales wave, and we've seen some toys that I'm very excited for. The figures look great, and I'm anticipating the Money Bin and Launchpad's plane. What other characters and vehicles or playsets do you think they will release? Will they be exclusive to Target? When will they come out? What other merch do you think they'll make? When will the Tsum Tsum and plushes come out? I'm excited for when the Destination Adventure DVD releases, and will add it to my Disney Afternoon collection. Hopefully, a lot of merch comes out in May to celebrate the channel change.
Wow, that's a lot of great questions. This person is definitely, this person be definitely big buddies. Because I'm asking myself the same questions all the time, and I can't wait for this merchandise. The Fat Mojo, the figures look great. If you looked at any of the pictures that we might have posted on our blog, they look kind of like a claymation special version of the characters, which they had a couple of promos in both October and December. They look outstanding. I can't wait. I really am hoping for I'm a villains guy, so I definitely want to see some of the villains, even if it's like a Mob Eagle or a Magica or Glomgold. Glomgold would be the best.
They could do a whole series of Beagle Boys.
Oh yeah, Mark Beeks would be great. So any of them, the plane, the Suncatcher, and the money bin would definitely look cool on a shelf for sure. What are you looking forward to in that series, Mitch?
So yeah, the regular cast, that's always a go-to for me. I mean, I've got to have all of the regular cast. When it comes to, if we're talking figures, I want to see that Gizmo Duck. That's going to be very cool. And I want Darkwing Duck in this. I mean, a new Darkwing Duck figure based on the new show would be cool. And as far as villains go, at this point in the show, I would have to say that the villain that I most want to see would be Glomgold. Yeah,
for sure. And he's worn many different outfits and poses, and does he have a beard or not a beard? So I'm interested to see what Fat Mojo does with that, and I can't wait to see more of their line. We don't know when it's going to be released. I haven't seen it really much since the Toy Fair announcement. There's nothing. Yeah, nothing out there yet. I would like our reader said, Target sounds like a good destination for it. There might have some exclusives, but I could also see it on other shelves like Walmart.
Yeah.
I would have said, my answer would have been Toys R Us would probably get an exclusive, but that's not happening now.
Yeah, Fat Mojo has said in the only release they've done on this set or series, they have said they're Target exclusives. So at least initially the run will be sold at Targets. And I had someone reach out to us on social media and they were asking about, I think they were in Germany, and apparently Target has, you know what? No, that was one of our emails, but it was someone in the UK. Target has the ability to ship internationally. They have a international website. I don't know what the charges are on that, but for those, because we do have a lot of people who are actually listening in the UK. For those who are listening outside of the US, search online and see if you can find a way to order it from Target. I know I've seen that. They started that like either late 2016 or in 2017, but that's a thing right now.
Yeah, I would definitely, Target would be my go-to store because I got one that's less than a mile from my house. GameStop would be great. There's GameStops all over the place. Walgreens as well. There's Walgreens. So wherever these are, I just hope people purchase them so that if they're any bit of fan of the show, so that they can bring that joy to themselves of having a Louis figure. But not only that, but so that Fat Mojo can see how popular it is and they make more.
Yeah, and Fat Mojo's also making some plush. I know we've got we've seen the image of the One Scrooge plush. And if you look at their website at some of the other stuff they've made a lot of the backpack hangers, stuff like that. The emoji hangers, you've seen stuff like that. They've done a lot of that with other Disney properties and Marvel. So yeah, probably we'll see some of that as well. Now, what about this is something we've talked about in past episodes of Duck Talks, the Tsum Tsums and the Shop Disney or the Disney Store plush. Where are you on that? I'm thinking we'll see those this month.
Yeah, Duck Week is officially starting next week, so that's when we're supposed to get some more merchandise on DisneyShopping.com. I know that personally from experience, if you go onto that website and search for DuckTales, you will see a count of 37 items. So if you go to that website and see more than 37, you can see that they will start, that the merchandise has started to arrive. So definitely start checking next week. We'll let you know when we see stuff, but I'm expecting at least a plush to be at the stores with the nephews and Webby. So that should be a good pickup. The Tsum Tsums should also be out around that time. That's my guess. They usually they've been not doing as many Tsum Tsum releases as of late, but they used to do them once a month. And we know in June they're going to be doing Incredibles Tsum Tsum release. So hopefully DuckTales gets the treatment in May in the U.S. because they're already available in the U.K.
Yeah, I really think they are. I mean, even we blogged about this earlier this week. The Disney Channel Twitter has completely done a makeover to where they're what was it, the Duckburg channel or?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so they're changing a lot of things. I think that we'll see this merchandise in the stores this month. I think Duck Week's a very good possibility. The last time I was at my local Disney store and I asked them about the DuckTales merchandise, they're always quick to say, well, we have that McScrooge Industries T-shirt. And but as far as other things, and the mugs, they've also told me that they keep selling out of the mugs very quickly. But when I asked about the plush, she said, I wish we'd get those soon. So they know they're coming. It's just, a matter of when. I think it's going to be soon. Let's see now.
Yeah, it's got to be soon because, like I said, the Incredibles merchandise is already started to fill up the store. So, and Infinity War is there too. So they need to get. I feel like they need to get DuckTales in there right now.
It's the time to do it. Now, this Destination Adventure DVD is also set to come out sometime soon. I don't think we've heard a release on that, or we also don't know what it consists of. We know it does have two previously unreleased for home release episodes. So
yeah, that could be anything. So
right, because there's a lot of episodes that still have not been released.
Right. But yeah, we haven't seen a cover for this release yet either. So your guess is as good as mine of what's actually on it. I'm guessing. If we're really guessing, it'd probably be how many episodes was on that first release?
It was just Woo.
Okay, well, my guess it's probably like four episodes plus the two classic episodes.
Yeah. So probably Great Dime Chase and Day Trip of Doom, which would be fine by me.
Yeah, it's only $10, so you're getting a lot for that.
And even though we already have all the episodes, we'll buy it so that we can review it.
There you go.
All right. Well, Elon, thanks for the email. We appreciate it. And let's see, we've got one more email this week. And this week email comes from, this must be a brand new listener, Casey.
I like the name.
Yeah. So that was in jest, of course. Casey's a longtime listener of our show and was with us when we did our live stream most of the way, actually all the way through it. So let's see. Casey says, Dear Mitch and Steven, in the original series episode, Scroogerella, Scrooge had a dream that spoofed Cinderella. Which fairy tale, whether or not it's been adapted by Disney in any animated form, would the reboot tackle in a future episode? Your listener, Casey.
Ooh, what a great question. What a great question. I would love to see, and it's not, I'm kind of breaking the rules. It's not like a fairy tale or anything, but I know like Phineas and Ferb did like a Marvel and Star Wars takeover type episode.
Uh-huh.
I would love to see, and the classic Disney DuckTales went into space a couple of times, so it would be really cool to see some kind of. It wouldn't have to be a Star Wars episode, but some cameos or something would be really funny. But that wasn't his question, so I'm going to go back to it. He asked about a fairy tale. I'm gonna pass at the moment and let you answer first, and then I'm gonna Google some fairy tales.
I have kids. Why can I not think of a fairy tale?
I mean, Aladdin would be a good one.
With the treasure theme?
And you could somehow bring back the genie from the movie.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
DuckTales movie, I think that'd be fun.
I keep going back to and I was, because Disney hasn't done this that I can think of. So, but he said even if Disney hasn't done it, the story of Hansel and Gretel. What are the kids with the witch and the house made of candy?
Yeah, Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel. Let me try that again. I'm thinking Hansel and Gretel. Is it Greta or Gretel?
Gretel.
It sounds wrong whenever I say it. So anyway, I could see them on some sort of adventure where they come across a witch in the woods with a house made of candy, or maybe a house made of treasure for Louie, and who knows? That'd be fun.
Yeah, and when you first approached me with this question, because we did not prep for this,
obviously,
and you said KC sent the email, I immediately thought of some kind of Jurassic Park episode, which is not Disney, but I mean, you can make anything around.
It's not Disney yet.
That makes it look that way. But I would love to see. I mean, that's a good way to get Bubba the Cave Duck into an episode, and Tootsie. I can imagine that one of whoever the Dr. Alan Grant character is helping Tootsie out. That's not going to make. We'll scratch that whole part out because I don't think that's going to make sense to anybody who hasn't seen Jurassic Park.
Do you think there's many people who haven't seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah, there's at least one person out there that hasn't seen Jurassic Park.
Hey, dude, go see Jurassic Park. It's pretty awesome.
That one person, talking to you. Go see Jurassic Park. But yeah, man, this is a long list of fairy tales on the Google.
Well, okay, give me number 5.
Well, yeah, there's like hundreds of them on this list. You probably haven't heard of most of them. Well,
I'm just saying, number 5. What's the 5th one?
You want the 5th one? Okay, hold on. Let me scroll all the way back. The fifth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even pronounce it. We're just going to go with Pinocchio.
Pinocchio would be a great fairy tale to fit into DuckTales. Let's see, how would we do it? It would be a Fenton. I don't know why I can't say his name. We would have a Fenton specific episode centered on him. And anytime he lies, the armor goes haywire.
Nah, I'm not buying that.
Sorry, Casey. This whole thing's getting cut out of this episode.
It was a good question.
It's a great question. You know what? I'm more interested in hearing what KC has, because I think he's probably got some great ideas.
I don't think Scrooge McDuck in some kind of Emperor's New Clothes thing would be interesting as well.
There you go. That's a great idea. Why didn't you come up with that 15 minutes ago?
Well, there's a lot of scrolling on this list, man.
Yeah, no, Scrooge McDuck in the Emperor's New Groove would be a great way to spin that fairy tale. That has become one of my favorite Disney movies in recent years.
Yeah, you can't beat it. Great.
And I kept wanting to come up with an idea for The Princess and the Frog.
but you couldn't do it, right?
but I couldn't do it. So moving on. Hey, thanks for the emails. We enjoy reading them. It's great hearing from people who are listening to the show, and we really like getting the questions, being able to answer the questions that you all have, because I promise they're questions that we've had or that we currently have. Continue to send those ducktalkspod@gmail.com. All right, so for news, there's one major news item, and that's DuckTales episodes are airing on the Disney Channel all month long, every day. So this is Thursday. When you're listening to this, it's Thursday. It's not Thursday for us, but it's Thursday for you. And you've had an opportunity to watch 3 episodes of DuckTales on the Disney Channel and to participate in the DuckTales Treasure Hunt Live. That's something we talked about a few weeks back. We've got some blogs at DuckTalks.com that you can read to give you more information. I'm actually going to put together another one now that we've actually participated in the first evening and know a little more about it. So we wanted to talk about that. Before we get into some details on that, the DuckTales Twitter account did post, they said, we challenge you to watch an episode of DuckTales every day in May on the Disney Channel, and they put a list of every episode that will air in May. Great to have this list so that we know tonight was Woo, tomorrow night, which is Wednesday night, is Day Trip of Doom, Great Dime Chase on Thursday night. So if you're listening to this on Thursday, hey, you get to enjoy Great Dime Chase tonight. And then, of course, on Friday is the Spear of Selene. Now, you can check out this listing of all the episodes online. You can find it at Twitter. It'll be on our blog as well. We've got the new episodes listed here, but no surprise here because they listed the next 4 new episodes already for us online. We've got Beware of the Buddy System on May 11th, and we know that that's going to be the episode that Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to debut as Fenton Crackshell Cabrera. And we do not know if Gizmo Duck will make an appearance, but, we're expecting that story to continue, at least. And then on May the 18th, Missing Links of Moorshire. Sounds like a great episode.
Oh, yeah, I'd watch that a couple of times if I could.
On May the 25th is Mick Mystery at McDuck Manor. It's kind of hard to say because of all the Micks. But, that's an episode that I'm really looking forward to. Someone pointed out, I think we can talk about this. It's on IMDb. But someone pointed out on Twitter to us that this episode has the voice actor who's scheduled to voice Duckworth. I don't know why I had the pause in there, but I did. Just building the anticipation. So
I was like, who's he going to say? Who's he going to say?
So yeah, we should finally find out what's going on with Duckworth, at least on an official capacity.
I like it. I'm sure he's going to be a great, interesting character.
Well, this has been a big thing for me since the beginning. As soon as we started seeing promos featuring the characters, I was like, wait a minute. Beakley's vacuuming, and she's bringing in his tea, and she's answering the doorbell. Isn't that what Duckworth is for? And
Launchpad was driving his vehicle, Scrooge's vehicle. So
yeah,
that was another one of Duckworth's usual jobs on the classic show.
And Duckworth's one of those characters that when you go back and you, like, as a kid, Duckworth didn't really stand out to me. But when I go back and I watch the episodes now with my daughters, he just absolutely cracks me up with his dry humor. And so I'm really looking forward to having that back on the show. I can't wait for us to be able to talk about that. So, plus Frank promised us that he had already shown up in promo art, and we've not been able to find him.
Yeah, the 4 new episodes this month, which is outstanding. I was looking at my DVR. My kid's looking at my DVR as well, and trying to decide which DuckTales episode to watch. And we see that the last time it actually recorded something was December 2nd of 2017, which is kind of sad, but it will record again and starting this week. So not just myself, but my family is very much looking forward to getting back in the groove and watching a new episode of DuckTales weekly. So we've been catching up during the hiatus and just watching and rewatching every other episode. So we are definitely ready for some new stuff.
Yeah, my daughters have the premiere episode on their tablets. They have little kids fire tablets. And so I went ahead and caught it on sale for $9.99 for the whole season. And the only one they have loaded on their tablets for some reason is Woo. But I don't know how many times they've watched it on their own. But when we watched it tonight, every word, they knew every single word. They could reenact it. As a matter of fact, there were scenes they got up and reenacted. So a lot of fun.
That's what you should be videoing for the blog.
Well, I've thought about doing this. I've thought about doing like a Lexi and Paisley commentary where I'm going to put it on headphones so that they can listen to the show and talk about it with me, and then record them and just see how it works out. Because they're a lot of fun when they're watching the show.
Oh, fun.
One other thing from this, and then we'll talk about the treasure hunt, is that on May the 28th, which is Memorial Day. Yes, May the 28th is Memorial Day. There's a DuckTales marathon from 2 till 9. So that's on this calendar as well. So I'm guessing every episode up until then will be airing. So DuckTales Treasure Hunt Live. Quick story. My wife's car broke down. So I ended up having to fix that today. And it really wrecked all of my plans for getting home and getting ready for DuckTales to air tonight. And my girls were ready to go. And I made it in time. And they were ready with their tablets so that we could participate in the Treasure Hunt Live. And we turned the show on the TV, and we logged in, and sure enough, the app had already been updated to include the login. It's not really a login. You have to log in to use Disney now, so you're already logged in on your device. You choose your team, and then you get started. And so it was a lot of fun. Like we said earlier, you can kind of guess from the episode what treasure is going to be the main treasure, but then it unlocks a mini game, and we don't know. This week's mini game was like a seek and find, where there's multiple treasures listed out on the bottom, and you're trying to find them. Have you played it? Have you played it much?
I played it a couple times tonight for Team Louie, generating some points for our team, and it was fun. And you can replay it as many times as you want. Try to beat your score, rack up the points for your team, and it seems like, at least for this first one, it was based on the treasure hunt was based on going to Atlantis and finding treasure. So it's cool that somebody can watch the episode and during the episode or after try to find treasure based on the episode.
Yeah, we were all playing. Now, Lexi has decided she's Team Dewey. And, of course, on DuckTalks, I'm representing Team Dewey. And so we're both playing. I'm currently at 144,747 on my score. We've played it a few times. One thing, if you hit one of the treasures, if you tap one of the treasures that's not included on the list, you actually lose points. I thought that was cool. And Paisley and my wife are playing on Team Webby. So we're trying to rack up big points. Now, Lexi has been playing it ever since she first unlocked it. And I don't know what, she's probably got a high score that's 4 or 5 times what I have. She has said she's determined to see Dewey win.
Lexi would definitely will that to happen if anybody could do it. I mean, Paisley with Team Webby, it's possible, but I think this is Lexi's game to win or lose.
Yeah. Now Paisley was excited about it, and she played it 2 or 3 times while we were still watching the episode, but she was bored with it after that. And Lexi got in her determined mode and just started playing over and over again. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe the backgrounds and stuff will change. There's a cool map that looks like it's going to map out the episodes.
There's your map, and then there's also your money bin. And in the money bin, you can see the treasure that you've collected for each day that you've played the game. And this one was at least for the first one was the Jewel of Atlantis. So that appears in your money bin. And if you look at some of the outlines of the other treasures, you can totally see that Darkwing Duck bobblehead as one of the treasures. So that leads me to believe that it will definitely appear in an episode this month. Mm-hmm. So we have that to look forward to as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of treasure on here, which I guess it's because there's one for every day. But there's a ton of stuff, and you caught that Darkwing. I did not notice that at first, but that's cool. I can't wait for that. And like you said, the Atlantis. What is that thing? Crystal? Is it a crystal?
Jewel.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. The Jewel of Atlantis was Tuesdays, May 1st. So if you're just listening to this, I don't know if it lets you go back. You probably are stuck playing on Wednesday. But anyway, this is cool. I think it's a lot of fun. Have your boys played?
No, not yet. I'm sure they will be attacking my phone and playing this game when they can. I'm all for them racking up some points for Team Louie. That's what it takes to sacrifice my phone.
Goodbye, phone battery. So my phone notes is not caught up. Anything else on Treasure Hunt Live?
No, that's it. It's obviously an app running all month, so let us know what team you guys and girls pick, and hopefully it was the right one, Team Louie.
Yeah, you meant to say Team Dewey.
Well, I have no doubt because of Lexi that Team Dewey is going to win, but yeah.
She's got this.
We need to give Team Louie a fighting chance. Now, if it was Team Darkwing, I'm sure everybody would. We'd have everybody on that one. If you wanted to do one more news that we could do quick, is that this weekend is free comic book weekend. There's no free DuckTales comic, but Joe, and I can't pronounce his last name.
Caramagna?
Yeah, he's going to be in Fargo, North Dakota, signing DuckTales comics and whatever people have to bring to him. So,
yeah, and Joe's a super guy. I mean, we've got to talk with him a little bit, not on the podcast, but on Twitter. And great guy, really passionate about helping Ronald McDonald House. And I think this signing is tied to that. It's there's a specific Ronald McDonald House that he's constantly contributing to and doing things to support. And so if you're in that area, go check it out. He's a great guy, and he will always trade donuts for comics. So, show up with some donuts, get some comics, and find out how you can support Ronald McDonald House, because it's a great cause. We've got a local Ronald McDonald House that we support as well. And, they help take care of families while their kids are going through treatments, maybe out of town, and parents need a place to stay. And I think it's
great cause.
Yeah, I think Joe does a great job. He's constantly bringing up this cause on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a great writer. As far as Free Comic Book Week goes, he penned the Spider-Man comic, or the free one that is going to be available. So, definitely, if you're in Fargo, North Dakota, go check it out. Let us know how it was.
Well, we do have some Duck merch to talk about.
We got Duck merch. Woo-hoo. Yeah, and it's actually this. I mean, the first one we're going to talk about, not really duck merch, but Disney Afternoon related, is that there was previously leaked a Gargoyles Funko Pop series that is going to be released at some point this year. So that is definitely something to keep your eye on, because Pop Curated is a great Funko Pop announcement type site, and they actually found a picture of one of the Gargoyles characters that's going to be coming out. What was that character's name again?
I believe it was Hudson.
Hudson, yes.
The older one.
Yeah, he looks great in pop form. Definitely looks really cool if you're a big fan of the show. There's a couple of Gargoyles TV series pops that have shown up in different retailers' inventory systems or pre-order systems. Broadway, Bronx, Brooklyn, Demona, Goliath, and Hudson were what we've seen in the retailer system so far. I could definitely see some variants as well, maybe some chases, maybe even a Hot Topic exclusive. Glow in the dark Gargoyles. The possibilities are out there. So if you're a fan of the show, like we recommend for all the things, buy these up if you want to see more. Yeah,
I mean, this was part of the Disney Afternoon, so that's kind of why we're and we like talking about pops, but that's kind of why we're talking about it. I just thought of it. A good chase would be the stone versions.
Oh, for sure. I could see that.
So yeah, this is one of those shows I remember watching it, but I remember certain things about the storyline and the direction that it took, and I really liked the mechanical gargoyles that the bad guy created, and it always kind of reminded me of a gargoyle Iron Man, which is a lot more relevant today than it was when I was a kid, because Iron Man was not that big of a deal when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was a darker Disney Afternoon show, but definitely has its fan base out there. So they have 3 DVD releases that encompass season 1 and 2. There was a season 3, but it hasn't been released on DVD. So if you wanted to play catch up, but yeah, it's just cool seeing this series get a pop treatment. And it makes me look forward to other Disney Afternoon shows like Tailspin and Rescue Rangers, who hopefully will get pops. At least Tailspin we know will be coming this year at some point. But yeah, we look forward to adding to the Funko collection. They're doing a great job on Disney Afternoon stuff.
So what do you think the chances are we see a Disney Mighty Ducks collection?
Oof, I mean, the live action, I could definitely see us getting Emilio Estevez or any of those characters. But as far as the cartoon goes, maybe we'll get a Wild Wing down the line. I mean, I would definitely see that after it might be a convention exclusive or not, but after we get the main shows, I would think.
I wonder if that show was, because they were in the show, they were centered in California, right? I mean, along with the team.
Sure.
So I wonder if it's a bigger deal in California. Like, I remember that show as well, and I really enjoyed that show as a kid. I think, wasn't that toward the end of the Disney Afternoon?
Yeah, that was towards the tail end. At Disney Quest at Walt Disney World, they had a big pinball game that was themed to the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
Yeah, and so I mean, if you can find it, if you come across it, it's great. It's great entertainment. I enjoyed that show. I'd like to see some more of it. I'd like to get a hold of those DVDs sometime. But yeah, so more Disney Afternoon pops. That's a good thing for Disney Afternoon fans. Goof Troop, Tailspin, Rescue Rangers can't be far behind. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week. Hey, great week. just DuckTales is back on TV. It's exciting. And next week's episode will include a recap challenge for us, as well as us talking about the newest episode and any other news that comes out along the way. So, if you've not subscribed to our podcast, I'd recommend that you do that. That way you don't have to look for it next week. It's just going to show up on your podcatcher. And if you don't mind, after you've listened to this episode or another episode, if you would go and kindly give us a review, that'd be a lot of help, because a lot of people, when they're searching for podcasts, they look at those reviews, and it's a good way to introduce us to them. And, all of us Disney Afternoon fans got to stick together. And with that, I will just say, until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't know. What are you going to say?
Later?
Later? Oh, what I got? I don't know what I got. See y'all later.
That's close to what you normally do.
But yeah, catch y'all next time.
Oh, wait, that's what I do.
Is that what you just said?
Until next time.
All right, fine. See y'all later.
I like how you're throwing the y'all out there.
I have to. It's like Pirate Stephen Cannon.
Y'all is?
New Orleans.
See, my y'all is a little bit different.
Oh man, that was a lot of babbling I did.
Hey there, it's the week of Thursday, May the 3rd. I don't know. I don't know why I have to have that in front of me to think of it. All right, try that again. Hey there, it's the week of...
30-minute episode, man. 30 minutes.
Well, it's got to take at least 40 minutes to put it together. Hey there, it's the week of May...
You don't even have to say a date. Just go, oh, man, DuckTales is back this week, and so is our show, so let's get this rolling or something.
Oh, if you hadn't added or something, I was going to go with that. All right, okay, we got it. Here we go. You ready? You're always ready, right?
Roll it.